Mawasidic Tafsir.
Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Pursuing the higher aim, learning the meaning of every page. Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end?
Assalamu alaikum. SunnahFollowers presents a new class, the Mawasidic of Tafsir, being taught and brought to you by Ustada Laila Nasheeba. Please stay tuned, streaming on all major platforms, right here on channel SunnahFollowers.
Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Mawasidic Tafsir class. And we are studying from the book entitled the Mawasidic Tafsir by Sheikh Karim Abuzaid. And for those of you who have not yet purchased this book, please go to Amazon.com. This is the Mawasidic Tafsir Volume 2, the blue book. That's why I got the blue here in the background. Get the blue one. And it's $19.99 because we will be continuing with this book for a while now. And we're focusing in on the Fitrah. Because in order to go about changing the condition of our hearts, from that which is hardened to softening it, you have to understand the Fitrah. You have to understand yourself, basically. And the last time we met for this class, I went into detail about the Fitrah. And today I'm going to continue with that. It's not going to be a long class, and the reason why I made the class short is because I'm going to give you a quiz. I don't give that many quizzes in this class, but the Fitrah is something that every Muslim should be aware of. And so many Muslims today don't understand what it is. They misuse this term. That's where we got the word revert, which is terrible English. You are not a revert. You are not a revert. You are not a revert. You are not a piece of sperm. You are not a blood clot. You are not a sperm head. You may act like a sperm head, but you are not a sperm head, and you're not a blood clot. Okay, you are a convert. When you take on this religion, you are converting. What does the word convert mean? Convert means to take on a new lifestyle, a new belief system, a new way of living that is totally different than what you have been living upon. You're a convert. You're not a sperm head. At least you're not supposed to be. So that's why I went into detail about the Fitrah, and I hope you guys understand that terrible English usage of that word. Okay, and I'm going to start us off today with a quiz. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't want to hear none of my students referring to no human being as being a revert. It's an insult. Calling me a sperm head. All right. Okay, everybody can see my screen. And by the way, for those of you who are new, that's the book. That's how the book looks on Amazon. It's blue. It's white with the blue at the bottom. And it's called the Mawasidic Tafsir Volume 2. And tonight we're going to be covering pages 37 through 39. So just a couple of pages tonight. And again, we're speaking about the Fitrah of man, the Fitrah of mankind. So let's start off with just a couple of questions. We spoke about how Arabic is a language, not a religion. And a lot of us don't understand that Arabic is a language that's totally a lot different from English. One Arabic word can mean 300 different things depending on how it's used. For those of you who don't know, Google it. There's over 300 ways you can say the word lion in Arabic. Over 300 ways you can say the word lion in Arabic, because that's how that language is, which is why Allah made it the language of the Quran. So, for our purposes in this class of heart softening, who can tell us what is the fitrah? And I've tried to make it easy. Is the fitrah instinct to believe in Allah and worship Him alone? Or is the fitrah going back to the original state man was before conception? Or are both answers correct? I want y'all to think about it. Look at the words carefully. That's being maqasid, to be maqasid, to get the correct objective. Look at the words correctly. Let me go over them again. The first choice is the fitrah instinct to believe in Allah and worship only Him. Second choice is the fitrah going back to the original state man was before conception. Or are both answers correct?
It's going back to the original state man was before conception.
Okay.
Instinct to believe in Allah and worship Him only. That's the original state anyway, so it could be both of them, but I know it's the last one.
Okay, Amina Fresno says it's going back to the original state man was before conception. Anybody disagrees? Okay, Sister Halima said it's both answers. Sister Sakina too said it's both answers. Anybody with a different answer? Which one do y'all think is correct? Is it the second one or is it both? How does the majority rule? Aya said it's both too. And I need another person in Zoom. What do y'all think? I see what Twitch says. Twitch believes it's both. Good job there. Halima and Sakina are on YouTube. And Pamela. Oh, Pamela, they said both. Amina Fresno said the second one. Who else in Zoom room? Okay, do I have to call y'all out by name? Anybody else in Zoom?
I'll say the second one.
Okay, Ania says the second and Mina says the first. Okay, I'm going to tell you which answer is correct. The only person that got this right is Mina. Again, guys, you guys have to ponder the meaning. When I said going back to the original state man was before conception, what was our original state before conception, Mina?
He was a soul.
Exactly. Before Allah put you in your mother's womb, you were soul. Is that what the fitrah is? Is the fitrah the soul? Is the fitrah the soul, guys?
No.
No, it's not the soul. So the first answer, the instinct to believe in Allah and worship only Him, that's what the fitrah is. It's instinct. It's the natural intuition. The natural intuition that Allah put in every human being. Before conception, you weren't even a human being, guys. Before conception, you weren't human. You were of a different matter. Okay? So, the fitrah is the instinct, the natural inclination, the natural instinct to believe in Allah and worship Him alone. Does everybody get it? And for the person that joined us in the YouTube channel, asking, do I criticize Muslim leaders? Is this a topic that's going to put you in paradise? This is a class where we're learning about Islam. Every Muslim should know what the fitrah is, and none of you do. But we're occupied with garbage like this. What does criticizing anyone have to do with La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah? You Muslims on the internet, y'all need to get up off the internet playing games, because that's why Allah has sent war to us. This war is not from Israel, by the way, and it's not just against Gaza. That's what people want you to think. This war came from Allah, and this is the war against Islam, because Allah is sick and tired of us Muslims making a joke out of Him, His religion, His prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're too busy arguing and debating politics. We're too busy dipping our nose and mouths into topics that have nothing to do with getting close to Allah. And that's why Allah brought this war here. And it didn't just happen last year. This war began years ago. It's just spreading. I don't want y'all thinking this is a war against Gaza, because it ain't. It's been going on since the Bush regime. Okay? It started with Afghanistan. It started with Kuwait, Iraq, Syria, all those countries that the prophet said it would start with. It just made its way to that part of the world. It's also in Africa. Y'all don't know what's going on in the Sudan? It's been going on in the Sudan for quite some time. And the Sudan is a Muslim country. Subhanallah. So I would suggest you guys get out of the politics. Stop arguing and debating politics and learn the basics. Stop being of the Ruwaybidah. And who are the Ruwaybidah? They got a lot to say about the politics of the world. They got a lot to say about Muslim leaders. They got a lot of slandering to do. But if you were to ask them, what is the fitrah? They don't know. If you were to ask them, what are the pillars of the wudu? They don't know. Okay? All right. So the correct answer is the first answer, instinct. The fitrah is that natural instinct that Allah put in us as human beings, that knows it's supposed to believe in Him and worship Him alone. Okay? All right, let's look at the next question. What about this one? And I want y'all to read my questions carefully. Pay attention to the words. We have to be maqasid, and the science that is used to understand the Quran and to understand the Sunnah includes linguistics, which means looking at the words, the meaning of words, pondering. So I try to make it easy, giving y'all choices. When were our souls created? Were our souls created when we were in the womb of our mother? Were our souls created when we were born? Are both answers correct? Or are neither answers correct? What do you guys think?
I'm saying neither is correct.
Okay, Mina says, go ahead. Okay, Carmetta.
I'll say neither is correct.
Good. Okay, we got 3 neithers. Aya on Twitch says neither.
When you were born?
Okay, we got a when you were born. Okay, Sakina says neither too. Carmetta, can you tell me why did you guys all pick neither? Turn your TV down so we can hear. You know, y'all.
That's not me.
Whoever it is, that's got to be an either Anissa then. Anissa, turn off your mic. Okay, go ahead. Why did you say neither? Neither.
Because the souls were created, Allah created the souls before he created us humans.
How did he do that? Can you give us some details about it? Can you explain your answer? Did you say no?
I'm thinking.
Okay, Pamela said neither too. By the way, y'all, all of you are correct. Why are neither one of these answers correct? Anybody else want to try to help Carmetta out on that Zoom room?
Because all the souls was created when Allah wrapped his tent across Adam's back from his time all the way into the end of the time.
Okay, that's the correct answer. My soul, your soul. And I want you to write this down, Nia, and all the new shahadas, because all the new shahadas got it wrong. All the new shahadas said what Nia said when you're born, and somebody said in your mother's womb. No, my soul, your soul, all of our souls were created after Allah had the soul of Adam blown in. Oh yeah, we're old, we've been around. After Allah created Adam, he had Adam's soul blown in him, and then the souls of all of us appeared. And what did Allah do? When all of our souls appeared, who can tell us the story? What happened? When I say tell us the story, it means don't leave out no major details. What happened after Allah created all of our souls? What happened? Nobody can remember? Go ahead.
He gathered all of us on Mount Arafat, and he presented us with the choice that he gave all of the rest of his creation, which is if we want free will or not. And we chose to take it, so that means that we're held accountable for what we do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Good job.
And then he had us testify to La ilaha illallah, that there is no one worthy of worship except him. And that means when we die, and if we die a disbeliever, then we can't deny that, we can't deny anything because we've already testified for it. Exactly.
That's the major point too. Y'all get that? After he created our souls, he gathered us at Mount Arafat, and he offered us free will. We accepted it. And after we accepted it, that's when Allah made us testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except for him. Who is that on the mic, y'all? Was that Anissa? Is that Anissa sleeping?
That was Goopy. I apologize. I said it was me.
Who is that? That's Geechee? Oh, what's wrong? Oh, you want to answer? Go ahead.
No, I wasn't answering.
Oh, I thought it was Anissa and her TV and snoring. Girl.
No. I take accountability. That was me. My apologies. I'm wondering, wait, but I'm just waiting on the daggone Bank of America. I've been waiting for 48 darn minutes.
What's wrong with Bank America?
I can't participate right.
What are they doing? They took your money or something?
I can't get my mobile online banking on my cell phone to work.
Huh. Is it down?
I don't know what's wrong. The online is good for the computer.
Right.
It's supposed to cross over to my phone, and it's not doing it.
It might be the app might be down.
All day today.
Yeah, it might be down.
So that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just waiting on it.
Exactly, Brother Edward. The old ladies. He said the old ladies are at it again. Yeah, Geechee's not an old lady though. I don't know. Geechee sound like she mad at her son or somebody. You know, Geechee got kids. She probably putting them cheering in check. Yes, but exactly, Sister Aya hit a very important point. After we accepted free will, that's when Allah had us declare that there is no deity worthy of worship except Him. Okay? Y'all understand that? Very important. And that's what your Fitrah is based on. That is the Fitrah. That there is the only one deity worthy of worship, and that is Allah. That's the Fitrah. So we can't say, like she said, we can't say we didn't know, because Allah embedded that in us after we took on that trust of free will. Again, Allah keeps showing us over and over again how merciful He is. SubhanAllah. We took on free will. So He said, okay, I want you to know, since you took on free will, that means you are now held accountable. You're accountable for your choices. And I'm not going to let you make the wrong choices, saying that you didn't know better. You know not to make those choices because I'm giving you Fitrah, the Fitrah, which is the natural instinct to know that I am the only one worthy of worship. Y'all understand that? Beautiful. All right. And let's see. I think I got one more question. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is the last question. So here we go. The Fitrah lies where? Does it lie in the soul? Does it lie in the brain? Or does it lie in both or neither? Where is the Fitrah? Is it in your soul? Is it in your brain? Is it in both or neither? What do you think?
I will say neither.
Yeah, I'll say neither too, because it lies in the heart. Yes, I agree.
Good job. Everybody got that. I'm proud. If y'all had missed that, I was going to be so hurt. Mashallah. Good job, Sister Savannah. Good job, Sister Michelle. Good job. Everybody got it right. Good job, Halima. Good job, Sakina. Okay, I got my Twitchers, my Facebookers. Good job. Even a Twitter person. Good job, whoever that is on Twitter. All I can see is a name user. Good job. Okay, so mashallah, guys, this is where we're going to pick up today, because originally, when Allah created Adam, and then after his creation, when Allah ran His hand across his back and made our souls appear, because that's all Allah has to do. And by the way, one of the new shahadas asked me, how did Allah make our souls appear? And this is a question that we shouldn't ask, but you can ask, because Allah tells us all Allah had to do is say be, and we become. That's it. That's it. And Brother Adam's back. Good job, Brother Adam. Welcome back. Brother Adam's back. Alhamdulillah. Exactly. There he is. There's brother Adam with his beard. Brother Adam with his beard. Got a nice beard. Alhamdulillah. So that's an inside joke. We all get it. Those of you who are new, y'all don't get it. But the those of us that's been here, we get it. Okay? When Allah, how did Allah make our souls appear? All he did was run his hands and say, be or appear. And we all appear. Allah can do whatever he wants. And when our souls appeared, originally, guys, our souls, the Fitrah was attached to our soul. Okay? And our Fitrah stays in our soul until Allah has your soul blown into your mother's womb. When Allah had the angels blow my soul into my mother's womb, that's when the Fitrah detached. It detached from the soul and went to the heart. Okay? When the heart was formed, when your heart was formed in your mother's womb, that's when the Fitrah left the soul and went to it. And we're going to speak about that tonight. So let's put the PowerPoint up. Okay? Y'all can see that. Yeah, I know you brothers like to take screenshots. So, and I heard that I saw a picture of me doing this. I don't like to smile on camera. So when y'all screenshot these PowerPoints, let me make my picture smaller. I'm just teasing y'all. But I did. One of the kids sent me a picture of myself in the screenshot. But I'm going to make it smaller. Because, you know, we got some sick men out there. Oh, yeah, there's some sick women, too. Hello, LGBTQ. Y'all know it's the LGBTQ movement, too, going on. So let me make my picture smaller. All right. So let's take a look at this. I want you guys to ponder this hadith. Whereas Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, he tells us that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said there are 4 kinds of hearts. There are 4 different kinds of hearts. You have a polished heart that is shiny like a bright lamp. Then you have a closed heart that has a knot tied around it. Then there's another heart that is turned upside down. And then the 4th type of heart is the heart that is covered up or wrapped up. What's the difference between these 4 different types of hearts? Well, the polished heart, this is the heart of a believer. It's bright, it's shiny, okay? And its lamp is the light of faith. Alhamdulillah, all of you that are joining my classes every day, inshallah, all of you have this type of heart. This is the heart that is content, it's shiny, it has the light, it has strong in its iman. It knows what its purpose is in life. It knows what its priorities should be in life. Okay? That's the heart of the believer. And which one is the heart of the unbeliever? The sealed heart. The sealed heart. The closed heart. A closed heart is not receptive to anything. It's dead. It's dead. It has nothing of virtue within it. Nothing of sustenance in it. That's the heart of a person that doesn't believe in Allah, that doesn't know what their purpose is. And we went over the 2 surahs of the Quran that help to soften the heart. We went over Surah Nur, the light. And we talked about the parable that Allah used in that surah about the lamp. And he said that light, Surat Nur, that light is the light of spirituality. Well, this hadith here confirms the guidance. Remember, we talked about how that lamp is a lantern of guidance. Why is that heart so bright? Because that heart is guided by Allah. And this hadith illustrates that. The sealed or the closed heart has no guidance within it. It has no light within it. It's not under the protection of Allah. So we learn from this beautiful hadith that guidance, Allah has given us guidance by giving us the Quran. And he's also given us the best way to implement it through the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we take the Quran and apply it and follow the example that our Prophet Muhammad left behind and how to implement it, then that guidance from Allah will be followed. But if you don't, it becomes neglected. And whenever we neglect it, that's when that heart becomes sealed. And when we neglect to nourish the heart, what are we neglecting within it? The fitrah. That fitrah, that's the natural instinct that's embedded within our hearts. It detached from the soul. When Allah had your soul blown into your mother, and it went to that heart that formed, and it has to be nurtured. It has to have light in order to survive. It has to have the light of guidance, because before Allah put your soul in the womb of your mother, that soul was kept in a place where Allah keeps it. And there was nothing but light there for it. So the light's been diminished now. If you're not applying Allah's laws and commands into yourself. SubhanAllah. This is so beautiful. Listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said, indeed, Allah has described a parable of the straight path to his love, his pleasure, his paradise. On the two sides of the road are walls with many unlocked doors. Like you see in this picture here. That's the straight path. That's the straight path that leads to Allah. But on each side of that path are walls with many unlocked doors. And each door has a curtain. And there is a caller appointed at the head of the straight path who calls out, "O people, cling to the straight path. Don't look at or don't go to the crooked paths." And as you're walking along that road, you wish or you're curious to open one of those doors, because that's the soul. Remember, the soul is criminal by nature. The soul, as Allah tells us, is attracted to everything that's bad and dirty. So you and I, we're walking along this road, and we have that angel saying, hey, stick to the road. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Stay straight. But that curiosity, that soul is telling you, look to the left, look to the right. And the caller calls out, beware. Don't open that door, because if you open it, then you will adopt that path and you will leave the straight path. You'll lose your way. Well, that straight path is Islam, guys. And the walls are the limits, the limitations that Allah has set. And the open doors are the unlawful things that are attracting the soul, which are forbidden by Allah. And that voice that's calling us to keep straight is the Quran. The Quran, subhanallah, guys. And the Fitrah, that's that consciousness within your heart that's telling you not to listen to that caller that's telling you to go to the left. So this is a beautiful hadith, whereas the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam helps to use a beautiful metaphor to help us to illustrate how hard it is to stick to the straight path. Because we're human. We took the gift of free will. We come into this world dependent on our parents. If our parents don't raise us right, if they don't nurture the fitrah within us by teaching it right from wrong, teaching it to stick to that straight path, we'll grow up and deviate. That's why we have such a big problem here in America. We raise our kids to be Muslim in this society, but they grow up and take on different paths because they got all these doors calling them away from Islam. And they're not strong enough because maybe we failed them some way as a parent. We put too much emphasis on working. We should have homeschooled them. We should have been more careful who we allowed our children to be friends with. So the straight path, it seems like it's an easy path to walk, but it's not. Because that human soul is attracted to all that's bad. Subhanallah, guys, this is some powerful stuff. We have to understand, guys, that the fitrah within our hearts is like an alarm system. You know when something is wrong. As long as you have common sense, you can tell when you're doing something wrong. Somebody comes to you and tells you, here, smoke this cigarette. Your alarm clock goes off inside your heart. That's your fitrah saying, no, no cigarette, no cigarette. It's bad, it's dirty. It's bad, it's dirty. But then you have the soul saying, I'm curious. How does it feel? What does it taste like? Go ahead and try it. So Allah, in his mercy, he allowed us to keep the fitrah when he had the soul blown into our mother's womb. And that fitrah serves as an alarm system, letting us know and warning us that we may possibly be stepping off the straight path into something that's forbidden. And this is why you will hear a lot of people say, follow your heart. Listen to your heart and follow your heart, because that's where the truth lies. The truth lies in the fitrah, which is in the heart. Listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said the trust or the moral responsibility or honesty and all the duties which Allah has ordained upon us descended from the heavens, and it's settled inside the root of the hearts of men. And then Allah had the Quran revealed, and the people read the Quran and they learn from it. And then Allah has also sent the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his sunnah, the hadiths. So if we stick to those two things, the Quran and the sunnah, there we find the guidance that we need to be strong and walk that straight path. Okay? But how many of us read the Quran? How many of us learn the hadiths? Most Muslims today can't even name 10 companions, but they can name all the rap singers. They can name Muslim leaders in the world. Subhanallah. Okay? And the word amana, you guys hear me say this a lot. This is the trust. This is a trust, the free will. When we accepted free will, we accepted that trust that Allah put on us, where we can make our own choices, our own decisions. If we would not have accepted it, Allah would have created another creation that would have, because Allah loves for us to choose him. The angels, as we talked about in our 6:30 class, they are of a lower status than we are because they didn't choose to worship Allah. They were created to do so. The El-Hurin are of a lower status than any woman from this world, because again, the El-Hurin did not choose to worship Allah. They were created to do that. So when we accepted free will, that's when Allah made us testify to La ilaha illallah, and to remind us of that when he had us, our souls placed in the womb, he put it in our heart. He embedded that trust in our hearts. And both the Quran and the Hadith remind us of that trust. The Quran and the Hadith remind us of our purpose and that testimony that we pledged to Allah on Arafat after he created Adam, alayhi salam. Okay? But again, faith goes up and down. Sometimes we remember this trust, but oftentimes we forget. That's why we need the Sunnah, the Prophet's example, because the Prophet teaches us and tells us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how to keep that fitrah nourished. He tells us, for example, to make sure that we surround ourselves with righteous people. Be careful who you choose to be your friends. He says, be careful who you associate with, because a man takes on the religion of his friends. So we need the Quran. We need the Hadith in our lives, guys, because those two together will help us honor that trust that we took, which is, oh Allah, I choose free will. Oh Allah, I choose the ability to choose you over everyone and everything else. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for tonight. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika